CELPIP writing. Examiner is looking at for certain things. I'm sure now you know who you are responding. These things are critical and can skyrocket your scores and add more marks to you. So have you been stuck in a band 8 or a band 9 in your CELPIP writing? Well, do not look any further. In today's video, I'll be breaking down strategies and tips that will be helpful for you to skyrocket your scores to a band 10 and above. Let's jump right in today's video. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or you've seen my previous videos, welcome. And I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has watched my previous video, especially my reading tips, who came all the way from the reading tips down here. Welcome. I really appreciate the likes. I really appreciate the comments. You do not know how much that means to me, and I want to say a big thank you. Okay, let's jump right into the business of the day. CELPIP writing. Tip number 1 is understanding the CELPIP writing tasks. Okay, in the writing task, there are 2 tasks involved. The first task is usually an email writing, and the second task is usually a survey response. And the examiner is looking out for certain things in the tasks. Your examiner wants to see coherence and content, a wide range of vocabulary. The next thing is readability, and last but not the least is task fulfillment. This altogether is what the examiner is looking out for in your script. So that's for tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to follow the right structure. So what do I mean by this? To score a band 10 requires structure. Structure is everything. I will be breaking down things that will be required in the task 1 and the task 2. For email writing, please, there should be greeting. So example, dear ma, dear sir. This boils down to understanding what the question requires from you. So that determines who you are greeting. If you do not know who you are greeting, you are like lost in the desert and you're going to fall in a ditch if you're not careful. So you know who you're going to be responding to. So for example, I'm going to use this as the sample question, which is, went to a restaurant and the experience you had in that restaurant was extremely bad, and you're supposed to write this email to the restaurant manager, basically explaining your situation in that email. I'm sure now you know who you are responding because of the email type, and knowing that emails can be informal and formal, right? So if you understand that, you know, in this situation with this sample question that I just provided for you, that it is a formal email. You do not know this person and you want to come correct when you're emailing this person. So you're going to probably say dear ma or dear sir. If you know the name of the manager, you can put it there. If it's stated in the question, you can apply it and say dear Lorenzo, comma, then you go to the next line or next paragraph. But yes, the name of who you are referring this email to is very important. I don't know how much I can emphasize or how far I can emphasize on this, but this just sets the tone of your email. It tells the examiner a lot about you if you know who you are referring this email to. So if it's informal, obviously you know who you're referring. If they didn't even state the name in the question, please get a name for yourself. So put your best friend's name if it's informal. Maybe you're supposed to write an email to a friend of yours about an event and you are not sure you'll be attending. So you know you're going to say dear Joanna, dear Donald. Put everything there to show that you are present and you know what is going on in the question, or you actually understand what the question is about. Okay, so yeah, that's for the greetings. So the next thing is the opening sentence, which is generally known as the introduction. So for example, if I'm going to use the restaurant situation, you are going to say, to whom it may concern, I'm writing this letter of complaint. Basically setting the tone, like I said, when you're greeting, giving more context to what this letter is all about, kind of giving an introduction to the examiner. This is why I'm writing this letter. So if we're using the restaurant situation, can we think of what kind of letter it is? I think you know. This is a letter of complaint. You are complaining about your experience in their restaurant. Okay? It's not that you are happy, you are complaining. So if it's a situation, if the question had turned around and said, I'm just giving a review on my experience in your restaurant because it was amazing, then that would be a letter of feedback or letter of review. So you understand, the question sets the tone of the email and you should be able to decipher which is which. Basically just shows your coherence and your comprehensible, will I say how you comprehend things. Basically, how do you comprehend things? So yeah, that's for the opening sentence. Usually the opening sentence should not be more than 5 sentences because you're typing. So I don't know, opening sentence should be very quick, I mean very simple and concise. It should be short enough and straight to the point, basically just letting the examiner know, or whoever the letter is referred to, the situation in a short form. Yeah, as the word says, opening sentence, or in my own word, introduction. Still on the email writing tips, next thing, which is the body of the paragraph. We already mentioned the introduction and stated why we are angry, or why we started the email. You know, basically the body should have more context on the situation, and there should be a supporting example regarding what your experience was or whatever this letter is about. So I usually recommend that you put 2 paragraphs regarding the body of the email. So clearly pour out what you need to say and use wide range of words, please. Your vocabulary should be very extensive when you're responding, and vocabulary should be utilized in the body of the paragraph. It just shows how you use linking verbs, linking words, conjunctions, punctuations, everything should be in that body, as well as complex sentences with supporting examples. Please, for every paragraph you give regarding the body of the email, there should be a supporting example, please. The next thing is the closing statement. So you're basically wrapping up the email and probably profiling a resolution. So if you're still using the context of the bad experience in the restaurant, you are giving a, like, what you expect from the manager. You want them to probably refund you, or based off of your experience, or they give you a discount on the next time you're going to be there, or something like that. Basically asking for the whole, why you're writing this email, what you expect from the recipient. Okay, so the next thing you then put is your sign off. Please sign off your email. For no reason should you just give your closing statement and not give a sign off. What does a sign off mean? A sign off is you just saying best regards, things like yours sincerely, but mostly in this part of the world, best regards is fine, and you put your comma. I also add my name underneath. It just shows that the email is personalized. I don't know if that adds anything, but yeah, I add my name at the bottom of, after saying best regards, I usually add my name. So Isioma Enibili at the bottom, or you can put your name, John Doe, yada yada yada, and put your full stop. That's the end of your email. Usually they give you the amount of words that you're supposed to use, and since you're using a computer, you shouldn't be worried about how many words. It will be counted for you, so please do not worry. So the next thing is the survey response. Survey response, they usually would give you like a situation and they want you to provide your opinion regarding that survey. That's why they're basically doing the survey. I'm going to give a sample question, which is the employer is thinking of implementing or giving you guys a vacation, and in that vacation there'll be a 2 days training. Would you want there to be a training during the vacation, or you prefer to just have a vacation and when it's training time it's strictly for training? Give your own opinion. This brings us to what you should be doing in this situation. First, you should, which is the introduction, is stating clearly your opinion. You should clearly state whether you disagree or agree with this opinion or this new development. Sorry. So once you're done with the introduction, you've stated where you want to, stand in this survey, whether you support or you don't support. You're going to clearly state that in firsthand. You're going to clearly state that firsthand in the introduction. Then the next paragraph would be your opinion, the first opinion. In the first opinion is basically giving the reason. So I would say reason one, why you chose that opinion or you chose that survey, whatever question it is. So for example, if you're supporting that you have the 2 days training within the vacation, you're going to give a reason why, as well give a supporting example, give instances why this is a good choice. As well, after the the second paragraph, you're going to also put the second reason. I advise 2 reasons, in my opinion. If you have 3, good for you. But just mind you, there is the maximum number of words you're supposed to use. So, in my opinion, 2 is fine, as long as you have supporting examples to clearly, boost your opinion. Good for you. And then, obviously, the last paragraph will be the conclusion statement, basically just summing up, wrapping up whatever you've said in reason 1 and reason 2, and why you chose the opinion, basically just recapping on what you said previously in the first, second, and third paragraph. And then what I do to give a personal touch is to appreciate whoever is conducting the survey. For example, using the question that I provided earlier, if it's the employer asking us for the vacation or to have the training within the vacation, I would appreciate him for doing the survey and asking for our own opinion, and then I close it there. And I also put my name at the end of it and submit. Next tip that I have here is using a wide range of sentence structures. Yes, I think I said that earlier in tip 2. Using a wide range of sentences is going to help you a whole lot. Please use as much complex sentences as possible. So, for example, what is a basic sentence? I enjoy shopping online because it is easier. That is so basic. In my opinion, if I want to rephrase that and make it a complex sentence, I would say I prefer to shop online because it allows me to compare prices and also shop from the comfort of my home. This means I save time and effort. Did you see how complex that was? It was not just straightforward. It put in some other things like conjunctions, vocabularies were used, linking this whole thing together. There's coherence. It made it seem nice to the ear. It shows that I have good command of English. It shows that I have coherence, and I made it flow easily. Okay, so the examiner understands that this person is good, not just the average speaker or advanced vocabulary and idioms. So I think I've said that in the previous tips. Use wide range of vocabularies as much as you can. In this situation, I think you should use like flashcards to use associating words with something. So for example, if the email is talking about gym, you should find words associated with gym, and then that makes your brain open up to other things that can be used, or synonyms or adjectives. So yeah, use more of idioms, find more idioms that you can utilize during the exam. Please, and also tailor it to make sense in the email or in the survey. Don't just think of idioms and put them in. They should fit into the body of the text. Okay. Last tip that I have is to proofread and to manage your time. Yes, it's just like reading. Everything is timed, from your writing to your listening to your speaking. Everything is all timed. So you have to be good at managing time. So as you finish the task 1 and 2, please make sure to have at least 2 to 3 minutes remaining for you to scan, read, or skim through the text. So you never know if you have any spelling errors, if you have any grammatical mistakes, or if you have punctuation or wrong punctuations, or where you need to add punctuations. These things are critical and can skyrocket your scores and add more marks to you. So please have time to proofread and also check for all those nitty-gritties in the email. So good thing again about CELPIP is that it's a computer based, so you can autocorrect. It's kind of easy as you go for sentence structures and all that stuff. The bonus tip that I have on here is to use ChatGPT. Yes, you heard me. ChatGPT is going to help you a whole lot to mark your scripts or mark your answers, as well as to give remarks on or give grades or what you could improve on. So, what do? I get the practice questions from CELPIP resources, which is on their CELPIP website. I think I've spoken about that reading video that I made previously. You would find all the resources for just not just the reading, but writing, speaking, listening, and all that. So they give you all those practice questions as well that you can gauge how. Though for writing and speaking, nobody's there to evaluate it. So what I do is I get those questions there, answer them, and then copy the text and take it to ChatGPT. Basically asking ChatGPT to mark this write up or this email or this survey response, and giving me their opinion, giving me their feedback. And so ChatGPT will definitely go through it and then tell me where I need to improve, and even give me the answer. So I tell it to rewrite the answer based off of the question, and then I see what I could have said or what I could have improved on or what I could have added, idioms I would have used, vocabularies that I would have used. So yeah, ChatGPT is your friend here when it comes to the evaluation of what you are doing. That puts you in the situation where you know your strengths and your weaknesses and where you need to work on. Because if you're not if you don't have any access to a teacher, ChatGPT is your friend on this one. I promise you. ChatGPT gonna help you. So the last thing that I'll be talking about here today would be the resources that I used. For writing, to be honest, I did not use a specific material because writing was kind of easy for me. So what I just had to do was to practice as much as I want, and then using ChatGPT as my the person who marks it or the examiner. It was kind of easy to just evaluate myself and to work on the different areas that I needed to work on. So yeah, you could use CELPIP websites and go to the CELPIP resources and go to the writing section. That area is where you would see all the resources. They will even give sample answers and what it would look like if you wrote the answers as a band 9 or a band 8. I'm going to put the link below so that you can actually go there to check for yourself. And then, like I said in my previous video regarding reading tips, HZAD Education is also good. You can always go to his page and see all the resources or the advices or recommendations that he provided on there. Like I said, he also provides like packages, so you can sign up for one of his packages and get personal or detailed help regarding writing. Another thing I want to also mention is go to CELPIP Test YouTube page. They also give live opinions, they give answers, how you should respond to certain kind of questions regarding writing. So all that is all there. Like, to be honest, I would say practicing is actually the key. And if English is not your strong language, then you definitely have to work on your English, because I think that's like the grassroots. Once you know how to speak English and you know how to utilize range of vocabularies, I think it will be easy to just blend in and like basically write smoothly, that it doesn't look like you're new to the language, you're not sure of what to do. It shows that you're a good commander of that, of English basically. I think that's why they're even doing the exams, that they know you are confident and you're able to use this language properly without questions, right? So yeah, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, you think I should do any other videos, please do also drop it in the comment section, and I will be happy to work on those videos. If you've not watched my other videos regarding the tips for reading, please go and watch it. If you haven't watched the video where I talked about my CELPIP re-evaluation experience, go and watch it. And my recent video as well, if you have the time, go watch it. Basically just giving my tips of living in Canada. Okay, thank you so much. If you've gotten to this point, you are the real MVP, and I really appreciate you for watching to this point. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, share, do all the good stuff, like, and you don't know who you're gonna help, so share it to who needs this, who is about to write the exam. And I wish you all the best in this. I know it's not easy, I know it's a lot of dedication, but please just believe in God, put all the efforts, and leave the rest for Him. Okay, from me to you, see you on the next one. Bye.